Hello TLCers, welcome to another episode. I'm here with Dr. Vidhi Patel, who is a medical doctor from the Gujarat. She's also a homeopath and a nutritionist. And today we are going to be making a red kidney bean curry with peppers. So over to you, Vidhi.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Sarah. This is my favorite dish. Let's put it that way. This is a warm comfort food which is full of packed flavors, nutrients, proteins, minerals, vitamins. My favorite coconut, all of the spices.
Great. Looks very colourful.
I know. This is already a lot of colors on one table, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. So what's the first step? How do we do it?
So let's get the cooking started. So just on a medium to high heat, all you need to do is get your pan heated up. The most important ingredient is ghee. So ghee is something that I've always used in all my cooking recipes, whether it's a dessert or whether it's a stir-fry starter or a main dish like today. And the kidney beans are my personal favorite because they are the legumes. Being a vegetarian, I always have questioned whether I get enough proteins, but this is the best protein you can think of. Again, highly bioavailable and absorbable. I would always say if you are vegetarian or vegan, you should have at least one type of beans or legumes or lentils per day in each meal. So you get your enough proteins, or obviously tofu, rather than thinking about having just carbs, because vegetarians can tend to eat more carbs.
That's true, that's true. That's quite an unusual ingredient, isn't it, the ghee?
Yeah. Ghee is a very traditional Indian way of cooking dishes, and so instead of oil, we use ghee. And ghee is made by a slow process of heating the milk that is out of either buffalo or cow's milk. And it is such a slow and gentle process that it burns out all the milk fats and water, and this is the residue of it, which is actually even safe for lactose intolerant people.
Interesting.
So I would highly recommend to try that.
And I see that you've got two of your favourite ingredients right here as
two
well.
of my favorite ingredients. And don't worry if it pops, like I always say.
Safety glasses.
Safety glasses. And that's a teaspoon of mustard seeds and a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Let it crackle. And you might need to adjust your flame just for it to crackle properly. So we're going to use another two of my favorite ingredients, which is ginger and garlic.
Garlic. Tell us a bit more about that interesting ingredient.
Garlic is actually one of the best for cholesterol. This is one ingredient that I always put in all of my curries. This is so good that I've got actually results in my clinic with people having cholesterol reduced by just taking 2 cloves of garlic every day. Every single day, 2 cloves of garlic. You can just steam them, boil them, just put it in your cooking, and you can actually help your body get better with any problems relating cholesterol, cardiac ailments, or even coronary artery disease.
And is garlic actually an Ayurvedic ingredient or not?
Garlic is one of the best cooking ingredients, just as ginger, and they go very well together. They are, again, proper food combinations is the basis of Ayurvedic cooking. So like ginger and garlic, cumin and mustard seeds, they go hand in hand. That's why it makes this dish very versatile, because every palate would love to have it. As you see, it is getting a bit golden brown. That means it is all done. So you need to just reduce the flame and then add your onions.
Onions are quite interesting, aren't they, for their prebiotic capability?
Yes. So onions, like garlic, very versatile, very strong flavored, and they are actually prebiotic. What it means is, for probiotics, the healthy, friendly bacteria in the gut, you need a food for those probiotics to survive. So probiotics are fed by the prebiotic enzymes in an onion. And actually it is quite high in sulfur, which is again a trace mineral that is very good for skin, hair and nails. So even if you cook it, it's not going to reduce its abilities. So let it cook, get it a bit golden brown, and let it stir. So this is the first step, getting the flavors out of our fresh herbs. This recipe is excellent for all the doshas, particularly Vata and Pitta. They are the mess to balance out any form of bloating, indigestion, or any form of sleep issues.
That's you, right?
Just me.
Those two.
That's why, see, I've tried and tested this years and years, and that's why I'm here presenting it to you. This is all tried and tested by me. So now it's time to get my tomatoes. There are 3 tomatoes and just about 1 mixed bell pepper. So I basically had some yellow in my fridge and some red in my fridge, so I just mashed it all up, and I thought let's get more colors in. Okay. Again.
And do you prefer using organic vegetables, or you're not so picky?
I wasn't picky until I read about the toxins sprayed on the vegetables and fruits. You'd be surprised, an apple is sprayed up to 16 times pesticides before it comes to your home. So the process of packing, to shelving it, to getting it to your home, imagine 16 times if it is not organic. And it's from trustworthy sources.
I've got to say, that's something as well that concerns me. So again, I wasn't purchasing organic before, now I am. I'm quite worried about my pesticide levels.
I thought it's just a fad, one more fad coming every year or so, but then I researched and studied that actually it has got cancer-causing trace minerals in a vegetable. Especially if you're not going to remove the skin of a vegetable or a fruit, you definitely want it organic.
Absolutely. I actually did my glyphosate levels and found that they were quite high. So
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Organic all the way. So as you see, they are all nice and juicy. We just need to cook it a little longer, and then we are going to blend it.
Brilliant.
Okay. Let me add some salt while we are having this. As usual, my pink Himalayan salt. So I'm just adding the salt for this base right now. So this is the base of my curry. Okay. And with all my recipes, I always use some chili. You can use some chili, fresh chili. This is just the chili flakes I'm using it. You can use fresh chili and pepper. Pepper is always my favorite. Is something that I always use in all my recipes. Okay.
I need to start adding pepper to more of my food, I think.
Pepper is the most easily digestible food in itself. Imagine putting pepper on a cold salad or warm salad on a dish, and it enhances its absorption straight away. And this is clinically tested and proved, not just me telling. It is one of the best ingredients to enhance the bioavailability of any other ingredient. So it is actually making other ingredients more digestible just by adding it because of the ingredient bioperin.
For some reason, it always reminds me of my grandma's sandwiches. Because she always used to just put loads of pepper inside.
Grandmas are always intelligent.
That's right.
Yeah, they know their tricks. Maybe they don't know the science behind it, but they know what to do. So as you see, it is quite solidifying. All we need to do is add a little bit of water and then add in the blender. So it moves and blends easily.
Great.
Okay. Just about half a cup.
To get that ready for
Yes,
you.
please. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's cool enough to now put it in my blender. So all I'm doing is putting it scoop by scoop. So you don't want those bits in. If you want to have the bits in, go for it. I like it smooth when I have it with my rice or quinoa or couscous. That's why I just prefer to have a nice smooth paste of my curry base.
It's kind of a, do you want it with bits or without bits?
It's exactly, it's very personal. Yes, yes, exactly.
Peanut butter.
Yes, that's it.
I meant crunchy.
There you go. Okay, I'm smoother. I like it this way, but it's an extra step. But you can easily get rid of this step and you're there. Okay, perfect. And there you go. Okay.
For the loud bit.
Yes. And there you go. Okay, this is a nice warm paste already. So I'm going to keep the paste ready. I don't need to put it in there. I would quickly use the same container. Yeah, okay. As you see, it is nice and smooth. I like this with my rice.
It's kind of like a soup.
Yeah, it's like a thick soup. That's right. Okay, turn on the flame. Okay, and keep stirring in. Add a little bit of water, just about a spoonful, and then when you feel that this is nice and warm, now we'll add our coconut milk. This would give it a perfect, nice Thai green curry look. It's like a Thai red curry look, in fact, because of the consistency and the tomatoes we used and all the spices. Okay, now it's time to add 1 cup of coconut milk. Okay. Okay.
I love the color.
I love it. Just wait till I put my turmeric in. Turmeric is in all my curries.
Do you use a lot of coconut?
Just 1 cup because for this recipe, but in general I prefer to use desiccated coconut. I love the feel of it. Again, with that I need some crunch. So 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay. So all the spices like the ginger, the garlic, the onions, the seeds we use, they are all blended in one. You get the flavor, but you don't get the bite of it when you blend it like this. So it's more smooth. People like to have this with tofu as well. If you don't feel like having the kidney beans in, just add some tofu.
What about any other type of bean?
Any beans, red lentils or even smaller sized beans, chickpeas. Chickpeas is again one of my second favorite. I love it. I actually prefer this over chickpeas is because this has more antioxidants. The color red in it gives it more of a nutrient value.
And if you change the bean to a different bean, does that change which body type it's suitable for?
Most of the beans come from a same family, the legume and the pulses family. And if you can digest one type of bean, you would be able to digest pretty much all types of beans. So you don't need to worry about which kind of bean you have handy. Just get the base right and you can use anything you want. For people who are not vegetarian, they can use chicken and fish in this. It will become a fish curry.
And with the beans, are you ever getting ones that have been dried? Or?
Yeah. I personally use always dried beans.
Because it's a concern, isn't it, with the plastic inside the can?
Exactly. I always soak them overnight. The trick is to soak them in hot water overnight and leave it, and next morning boil it. If you want to cook instantly, I'm afraid it's not a great idea. It's not going to be that you cook for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. It's endless. You get rid of the beans and you're fed up and you order a takeaway. So just a little bit of planning.
You know me so well.
I think I do a little bit, but this is everybody.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Busy lifestyle, rushing, we can't have something last minute. So I tend to have a little idea where I know that tonight I'm going to cook my beans. So I even soak it before I leave for my clinic, just next to my stove, leave it and then come back and boil. So then it's only a half an hour job. Ideally, overnight is going to give it longer. Stay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's looking great.
Yeah. See?
Really?
And now all we need to do is let it cook and get the flavors in the beans because we added that at the end. We'll dress up with nice fresh coriander and my favorite coconut.
So with this, you're normally going to put a rice? Yes.
I've got some rice ready. I'm a brown rice lover, so I got my brown rice ready. So I'm going to just put it here, and while this is getting all boiled up, let me chop my coriander.
And what's your opinion of wild rice?
Wild rice is really good. It's one of the best, but ideally you would want to again soak them. Otherwise it's going to take longer, just like the brown rice. It takes longer to cook because they are unrefined and they have a lot of vitamin B complexes, especially vitamin B5 and B6 in the skin of the rice bran. Okay, so while my curry is on the final stage of just dressing up, I got my fresh coriander chopped. I love fresh coriander. If I don't have coriander, ginger and lemon in my fridge, I feel like panic. Let's put it that way. I need basic things handy all the time.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, otherwise I can get cranky. Okay, so as you see, I'm going to switch off the flame. It's all, you see,
Looks awesome.
Isn't it?
And it smells awesome.
Thank you. It's filled up our kitchen, huh? Yeah. So this is ready. I'm going to just dress with some coriander here. And I'm going to save some to be put on the top of it. I'm going to spoon it with some. Okay. So there you go. I've got my rice ready. You can just put it a bit on top.
That looks great.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Don't you think sometimes we're guilty of eating probably a bit too much rice?
Yes and no. The reason is if you're exercising, you're fine to eat anything you want. And if you're not exercising, you definitely need to be watchful of what you eat. That's why I got a smaller portion of rice and bigger portion of a curry.
Amazing.
Just food swapping. And then let's have some, just stir some coriander on top, just roughly. Like I said, I'm no chef. I'm just as good as you, all on the same page. And some.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's it.
Gotta say, that looks amazing. Moment of truth. It looks really hot actually. I hope it's not going to be too hot for me.
I'm sure you'll like it with the coconut.
I can really smell that coconut actually.
Yeah, because
really?
the coconut milk and the desiccated coconut on there.
It's great.
It's great, right? I love this dish. Imagine having it on a cold wintry night and you just need this. And that's it.
And it's not too spicy.
No, it is because of the coconut. It has, coconut is again a tridosha, so it is going to balance out all the doshas, and it is mild for the spices. And for a palate like of yours, who is not that open to spices and a lot of spices in one dish, you would want some coconut in it to calm down the spices and give a balance.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so that's all we've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Join us next time for more dishes. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
Bye.